Hey fellow dadpreneurs, welcome back to this video series. I started a video series about a month ago, and I didn't have a title for it. I'm going to call it Creative Creators. So if you're interested in checking out episode number 1, check it out right up there where I highlight a guy who's earning $4,000 a month teaching people how to use Google Sheets, and then another guy earning $10,000 a month teaching people how to use Microsoft Excel, and then two other guys together combined, it's one company, they're earning $35,000 a month teaching people how to use Microsoft Excel. It's a great episode, but like I said, I go on a lot of walks, or take a walk every morning, and I listen to podcasts. And a lot of times I listen to other marketing podcasts where they interview other entrepreneurs, other creators about their story. And I always find these stories so fascinating about how they started, the idea, the problem they're solving, what they're solving, how they're monetizing their skill, their knowledge, their wisdom. And so I start taking notes in my Workflowy app on my phone, and I use these pieces on TikTok, my emails, blog posts, social media posts, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to create a video series here on the YouTubes highlighting these creators. So in this episode, we are going to talk about 3 different creators and how they're turning their, like I said, their knowledge, their experience, and their wisdom into cash in their piggy banks. And like I said, it could be a side hustle, it could be $1,000 extra month, even a $500,000 business, as you'll see one guy here selling a simple online course earned $500,000 last year. So let's dive right in. So like I said, Creative Creators, how to turn your knowledge, experience, or wisdom into cash in your piggy banks. The purpose of this series is to inspire you, to motivate you, to show you what's possible on the internet. You're limited by your imagination. That's really it. And some of these creators, I just love hearing these stories, so I want to share them with you as well. So the first creator, or before I get into the first creator, let me just do a quick recap. People have enjoyed this, so I'm going to include this slide on each of these videos. So how to launch a business, especially if you're trying to turn your knowledge, your experience, your wisdom into a business. So what is the problem that you've solved for yourself? This is a good idea to start. What is an obstacle you've overcome? Have you mastered a skill? What do family and friends ask you for help with? And what do you enjoy talking about? Again, and this is an ongoing series, but you'll notice that the creators very likely answered one of these 5 questions, or some form or variation of one of these 5 questions, and turn this into, like I said, a side hustle or a business. So the first one, I love this story. I came across this story probably 3 or 4 months ago. Her name is Katie Emery. I believe she's out of San Diego, somewhere in Southern California. But for 25, I think she said 25 years, she's in her mid-50s, she's been dyeing her hair. She had some gray hairs in her 20s, and she started dyeing her hair. She struggled with it, and she wanted to stop dyeing her hair. So one day, I think it was in 2017, 2018, she finally ditched the dye, as she claims to say, and she was terrified of it. So what she did is she started a blog, and it's called Katie Goes Platinum. And she started blogging about the mental and the emotional roller coaster that she was on by not dyeing her hair and embracing this gray hair. And little did she know, there were thousands and thousands and thousands of other women and some men actually who started reading her blog, who started commenting on her blog, who started sharing their same feelings with her. And she's got a Facebook group of, I think it's just over 21,000. She launched the blog in 2018. Facebook group of 21,000 called the Silver Revolution. Again, it's men and women, but sharing their experience of kind of embracing their gray hair and the struggles that they go with it. And so on her blog, she earns most of her money from affiliate marketing and some display advertisements. Then if you want to check out the URL, it's called katiegoesplatinum.com. But again, this was back to the previous slide, this was a problem that Katie had for years. And she turned her problem into a solution. And she just was probably very vulnerable in her blog post about the emotions and the struggles and the mindsets that she was going through by letting go of, or ditching the dye and letting her gray hair, embracing her gray hair, let's just say that. And she started a blog about it. And little did she know that there was going to be a lot of people. And now this is $6,000 a month. Now I heard in the interview, she said this is still a side hustle. She lives in Southern California. $6,000 a month doesn't go that far. But if you were in Des Moines, Iowa, or just about anywhere else in the United States, $6,000 a month would be a full-on business. Like if you so choose, you could certainly keep it as a side hustle. But just a cool story of a lady who had a problem, blogged about it, kind of was very open, very vulnerable, and now it's a $6,000 a month side hustle. Pretty damn cool. So the next one is a guy by the name of Paul Jarvis. He earns $16,000 a month teaching Mail Chimp. Mail Chimp is a very popular email platform. I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest. Not that that really matters, but he teaches, his course is called Chimp Essentials, and I believe he launched it 3 or 4 years ago, and it's just a course teaching you how to use MailChimp. That's it. It's just really, really simple, and it's kind of funny. Most of these creators, and as I talk about it all the time on this channel, is most of these creators focus on, they solve a specific problem for a specific person. This is exactly what Paul did. This isn't a training on how to use ActiveCampaign or GetResponse or Aweber or MailerLite or BirdSend or any of the other hundreds and hundreds of email platforms. This is a course teaching people how to use MailChimp. So a specific problem would be people struggling with MailChimp for a specific person, people struggling with MailChimp. So that's what's really cool about this, is most of these seem to focus on a specific person with a specific problem. And that's where the secret lies, is getting very, very specific. Paul is also the author of a book called Company of One. I have not read it. I just put it on my to-read list, actually, when I was doing some research. He's got 7,000 students over the last 3 or 4 years, and his course is $269. He just sells a course. I think he has consulting calls and things like that, one-off calls that you can schedule. But his URL, if you want to check it out, is chimpessentials.com. It is a clean-looking website. I love the sales page. It's just it's yellow with kind of a black or like a darker gray text, but really, really really simple, really clean, no bells and whistles. I love the look of the sales page. And the last creative creator I want to highlight is a guy, he's earning $500,000 a year teaching Roam Research. Now, Roam Research is like a note-taking app. I've never heard of it until I stumbled across Nat a couple of weeks ago. It is a note-taking. I believe it's similar to Workflowy, which is what I use. I think it's a little more in-depth than Workflowy. But apparently it's very, very popular among a lot of people. Again, I just never heard of it. The young man's name is Nat Ellison. The course is called Effortless Output. He launched it in 2020. I think it was right before the pandemic or right after. I believe it was right before, like in February of 2020. He did $500,000 last year in 2020, the year he released the course. Now, I do believe he had a decent-sized social media following, not like hundreds of thousands or millions. His Twitter following today, I looked it up, had 39,000. So that's a pretty good social media following. I don't know about the other channels. So he did have some type of an audience. I don't want to just lead you to believe that Paul had no following at all, and he put together this course and built a $500,000 course business in less than a year. But he did have a bit of a following. He does have a couple of other courses as well on his website, one about SEO and then one about something about cryptocurrency. But I know this Effortless Output earned him $500,000 last year. And he's got two pricing. He's got a basics version for $97 and then a more comprehensive, I think it's got additional videos, additional training, and that's $197. So relatively low price, and it gives them an option. I kind of like that option with it. You want the basic or you want the comprehensive. But again, it's a very specific. This isn't how to use Workflowy or any other note-taking app. This is how to use Roam Research. That's it. Again, a specific problem for a specific person. You can check out the URL at effortlessoutput.com. I love that. That's a great URL. Great name for a course as well. But Effortless Output. If you're into Roam Research, pick up the course. I imagine it's a good one. There you have it, folks. 3 creative creators earning a pretty penny online by turning their knowledge, their experience, and or their wisdom into some of the green stuff in their piggy banks. Again, these could all be side hustles. They could all be turned into full-on business. It's completely up to you. It's a choice. There's not a right or wrong way. I know plenty of people just earning a couple extra $100 a month, maybe an extra $1,000 a month, still working a job. That's what they want to do. Just lighten the load, the financial burden, the stresses of living paycheck to paycheck. This is perfect, and this is the time to start doing it. In 2025, it's projected the e-learning business, or industry, I should say, is projected to hit $325 billion. So now is the time to grab your little slice, a little tiny slice of that pie, just like these 3 creative creators are doing so. So hey, if you have any questions, be sure to comment down below. Maybe if you have an idea on something and you're struggling with, hey, could I monetize this? Whatever it is, drop it down in the comments below. I'll do my absolute best to try to help you out. Maybe we can kind of brainstorm together in the comments and I can maybe help you, give you ideas. If you enjoyed this video and you're looking to watch more of these creative creators, that's a mouthful.
That's what she said. Michael. Michael, please.
There he is.
Anyways, click that subscribe button down below. Click that little bell notification because I release 2 videos each and every week for your viewing pleasure. As always, thank you so much for watching. I truly do appreciate it.